Hi, this is the week 2 preview for Eco 201. Let's first talk about what assignments are due this week. We have your first milestone assignment, which is due on Sunday. Homework 2 is also due on Sunday. Homework 2 will be based on chapters 3 and 4 in your text, so you'll make sure to read those. And if you did not complete homework 1 during week 1, Sunday will be your last chance to complete it in order to earn credit. You will be assessed the 10% late penalty on that, but 90% of credit is better than none. So make sure you get that in if you haven't already. Some resources you can utilize for homework 2. Again, chapters 3 and 4. That's the material. The most relevant videos in my Econ Lab are 3.1 and 3.2. You'll also want to check the general questions discussion board. I have several examples on supply and demand that I will be posting this week that should help you get a better feel for the concepts. And don't forget, in my lab, you have 3 attempts on each question. So if you don't get it right the first time or the second time, give it another try. There's also a lot of video resources, different videos that I've found that I think are helpful on the topics we're covering. So I have the links here. Just click on the PowerPoint link to be able to get into these and check them out, especially if you're struggling with the concepts. I highly recommend taking a look at these. Also, for Milestone 1 resources, there's a video that the Econ department has done on Milestone 1 that's really helpful. You'll also want to make sure you're looking at the guidelines and rubric so that you understand what is in the assignment. Make sure you notice the prompt and critical elements as you write your introduction. Particularly, you want to stay on task and write the introduction for your final paper. You'll also want to take a look at the difference between the Milestone 1 guidelines and rubric and the final project guidelines and rubric. The final project will be scored a little bit differently. There's a few more things you'll need to have in there, so you want to make sure you understand that. Some really great resources as you're writing your introduction, history, and overview are going to be your firm's website. And if they have a press room, that's usually a great source as well. No Wikipedia. That is not an appropriate source ever for a research paper, so don't use it. Also, no sites where just anybody can write in without it being checked, like Yahoo Answers or personal blogs. I see those sources pop up and they are not okay for research papers. You are able to find scholarly resources using the Shapiro Library. And for help with writing and citations, I highly recommend the SNHU Writing Center. There's a video, you can click on the link that explains the various services, tutoring and writing, that are available. And there's also some great resources on APA formatting. And this paper is in APA, so you'll want to make sure you're doing that correctly. We also have a webinar as a department, and more information will be posted on that during the week. You can also click on this link to listen to old webinars that have been recorded in the past from previous terms. And additionally, I have made my own videos on tips for both the introduction and the history and overview sections of Milestone 1. So I try to explain there more fully what I'm looking for when I grade and some additional resources to utilize. So that sums up what we'll be doing in week 2. If you have any questions, of course, I'm always available via email or the general questions discussion board.